For years, they watched. Every camera, every convoy, every movement on a single Tehran street. Then, in broad daylight, the missiles struck. Iran's supreme leader gone in seconds. This was not a sudden strike. It was a hunt decades in the making. When the bodyguards and drivers assigned to Iran's most senior officials arrived for duty near Pasteur Street in Tehran, they did so unaware that they were being watched. Within days, that quiet surveillance would culminate in the killing of Iran's supreme leader, Ali Khamenei, in an Israeli airstrike. According to a report by the Financial Times, Israeli intelligence had hacked nearly all traffic cameras across Tehran years earlier. Their footage was encrypted and transmitted to servers in Tel Aviv and southern Israel, providing a constant stream of real-time data. One camera angle near Pasteur Street proved especially valuable, revealing where security personnel parked and offering insight into daily routines inside the tightly guarded compound. Using complex algorithms, Israeli analysts built detailed dossiers on members of Khamenei's protection unit. These included home addresses, working hours, travel routes, and crucially, the identities of those they were assigned to protect. The process enabled intelligence officers to establish what is known as a pattern of life, a comprehensive behavioral map designed to identify vulnerabilities. This intelligence formed part of a broader campaign that paved the way for the assassination. Signal intelligence gathered by Israel's elite Unit 8200, human assets cultivated by Mossad, and vast quantities of data processed into military briefings all contributed to a dense intelligence picture. A mathematical technique known as social network analysis was used to examine billions of data points, identifying centers of influence and potential targets. When Israeli and American intelligence determined that Khamenei would attend a Saturday morning meeting at his offices, the opportunity was deemed especially significant. Officials assessed that once open conflict began, Iranian leaders would likely retreat underground into reinforced bunkers beyond the reach of conventional munitions. Although Khamenei had publicly downplayed the significance of his own life and was said by some to expect martyrdom, he did take precautions during wartime. A source interviewed by Financial Times said,
"It was unusual for him to not be in his bunker. He had 2 bunkers. And if he had been, Israel wouldn't have been able to reach him with the bombs that they have."
The operation, codenamed Operation Roaring Lion, relied on multiple intelligence streams. Israeli doctrine required independent confirmation from 2 senior officers that the target was present and correctly identified. Signals intelligence, including hacked cameras and penetrated mobile networks, indicated that the meeting was proceeding as scheduled. In addition, the United States Central Intelligence Agency is reported to have provided a human source confirming Khamenei's precise location. Israeli aircraft, which had been airborne for hours, launched up to 30 precision Sparrow missiles at the compound in daylight, a decision said to provide tactical surprise despite heightened Iranian alertness. Mobile phone towers near Pasteur Street were also disrupted, preventing security personnel from receiving warning calls. The Israeli military said,
The decision to strike in the morning rather than at night allowed Israel to achieve tactical surprise despite heavy Iranian preparedness.
Planning for such an operation, the report states, dates back to 2001, when former Israeli Prime Minister Ariel Sharon directed Mossad to prioritize Iran above other regional threats. Since then, Israel has targeted Iran's nuclear program, its scientists, and its regional proxies. The strike on Khamenei marks a dramatic escalation in a long-running shadow conflict. While the intelligence success was described by former officials as the product of years of methodical preparation, it was ultimately a political decision to act. In the end, the operation was not simply the result of technology or surveillance, but of strategic intent. And as the region absorbs the consequences, the ramifications of that decision are only beginning to unfold. US President Donald Trump said on March 3rd that the United States maintains extensive munitions reserves across key categories, asserting the country is positioned to sustain prolonged conflict with Iran if necessary. In a post on Truth Social on March 3rd, Trump wrote,
"The United States munitions stockpiles have, at the medium and upper medium grade, never been higher or better. As was stated to me today, we have a virtually unlimited supply of these weapons. Wars can be fought forever and very successfully, using just these supplies, which are better than other countries' finest arms. At the highest end, we have a good supply, but are not where we want to be. Much additional high-grade weaponry is stored for us in outlying countries."
In the same post, Trump criticized his predecessor's handling of advanced weapons transfers, writing,
"Sleepy Joe Biden spent all of his time and our country's money giving everything to P.T. Barnum Zelensky of Ukraine, hundreds of billions of dollars worth. And while he gave so much of the super high-end away, free, he didn't bother to replace it. Fortunately, I rebuilt the military in my first term and continue to do so. The United States is stocked and ready to win. Big."
The remarks come amid renewed military tensions with Iran and debate in Washington over long-term defense readiness. On March 3rd, the official X account of United States Central Command posted an operational update stating,
U.S. forces have destroyed Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps command and control facilities, Iranian air defense capabilities, missile and drone launch sites, and military airfields during sustained operations. We will continue to take decisive action against imminent threats posed by the Iranian regime.
Separately, Amazon Web Services confirmed infrastructure damage in the Gulf. In a website update, AWS said 3 data centers were affected by drone strikes, including 2 directly hit in the United Arab Emirates and another damaged in Bahrain. AWS representative in an official statement said,
"These strikes have caused structural damage, disrupted power delivery to our infrastructure, and in some cases required fire suppression activities that resulted in additional water damage."
The company added that service restoration is ongoing, but warned recovery could be prolonged due to the scale of physical damage. In Europe, the United Kingdom reiterated it is not formally at war despite escalating regional fallout. After an Iranian-made drone struck RAF Akrotiri in Cyprus, Prime Minister Keir Starmer told lawmakers in the House of Commons on Monday, the UK is not joining the US and Israeli offensive strikes.
"We all remember the mistakes of Iraq, and we have learned those lessons. Any UK actions must always have a lawful basis and a viable, thought-through plan."
Britain says its bases can't be used for attacks on political and economic targets in Iran. UK Middle East Minister Hamish Falconer stressed that the UK is not at war. Sirens sounded again at RAF Akrotiri on Monday, and British Typhoon and F-35 warplanes were scrambled. Meanwhile, David Albright of the Institute for Science and International Security said evidence from a downed Iranian drone over Cyprus indicates possible Russian upgrades. Writing on X, he stated,
"Evidence of a reversed Shahed transfer from Russia to Iran, as long suspected to be occurring. Iran sold the Shahed drone to Russia. Now Russian innovations have reportedly shown up in an Iranian drone fired at Cyprus."
According to the expert, this system is used in the surveillance drones that Russia is using against Ukraine. And it was precisely this system that thwarted Ukraine's efforts to disrupt the operation of these drones.
A Russian anti-jamming Kometa-M unit was reportedly found in the wreckage of an Iranian Shahed 136 drone that targeted the UK's Akrotiri airbase in Cyprus. The same system is used in Russian Shahed drones fired at Ukraine and has complicated Ukraine's effort to jam the Shaheds. The Russian-made Kometa units also serve as a way to undermine sanctions. Now those anti-jamming units are showing up in drones fired by Iran, suggesting a possible reverse flow of innovative parts and technology from Russia to Iran.
The developments signal a widening conflict footprint, with strategic, technological, and geopolitical ramifications extending well beyond the Gulf.